Military police here. I'm angry beyond words at the tragedy that has taken place. MP training is direct a threat, and even without hearing gunshots we are required to breach the building and begin securing it, so if people are shot inside we can create a clear corridor for casualties to be collected and treated. These cowardly pieces of S*** should turn in their badges and be held accountable for their inaction. These cowardly pieces of S*** should turn in their badges and be held accountable for their inaction. I bet they won't. And I bet whatever does happen to them will be anemic at best. I literally never comment on anything but felt like I should here. I've only been on the job for a year and change in the largest department in America, and while we are definitely not perfect, I've been to a few shootings personally, and even with shots ringing out within visual range I've never seen any one of my coworkers run away or just wait for resu cause they could get shot, and I know I've never ran away. While I can understand being afraid, I can't understand not doing your job. We are first responders, and as such it's our job to go in there and get it done. Backup be damned. I hate Monday night quarterbacking, but I've risked my life on this job for way less, so when other officers wait idle while kids get gunned down it makes me mad. It makes me mad. It should. Those cops just made *********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** dangerous. Cops across the nation have lost public support and respect from law-abiding citizens. You should expect to see a lot more vigilante crime and anti-cop aggression. Ashamed of this agency and their so-called chief. If the shooter is isolated, you wait because time is on your side to negotiate. If they are actively shooting people, action must be taken. Just because the SCOTUS says there's no duty to intervene, I think most lay agencies' policy, and, obviously, public opinion beg to differ. We should all be ashamed of the SCOTUS that would rule that police have no duty to intervene or to protect the public. Kind of disgusted by all of the attempts at covering up what those officers did as well. The only reason the truth is being aired now is that A, there are videos and testimonies that directly contradict the cops' statements, and B, the FBI is now involved, and if you lie to them, no let type exemption can/will protect you. In Britain, there was an attacker with a machete on London Bridge and our unarmed police officers ran towards him with only pepper spray and batons, literally hitty sticks. In fact, one was an off-duty transport police officer with no gear at all. I can't fathom the slowness of the response in Texas. Narwhal Tusk Guy, https://www.bbc.co.uk/news/UK 50,870,309, was having none of it. Disgusted. My department had an all-cops run-in strategy ready to go. We even had an airport stairs on a pickup truck to drive to the side of the school if it was a hostage situation on the second floor. We coordinated with firefighters to have multiple cops on the platform on top of the ladder on the fire trucks, and the fire trucks would drive us up to the sides of the school and the cops would make entry through the windows. We practiced breaking down the doors and also practiced breaking through the drywall and studs if the door was barricaded. We were told any cop who didn't go into a school shooting situation, unless told by the chief otherwise, would be fired. We were also told that if we kneeled on any suspect we would be fired, and the chief would recommend to the DA to charge us and would give the evidence themselves. This was also well before BLM. When I see shitty cops clowning around, I'm pissed. That's why cops all over have bad names. It's because of clowns like these. Sounds like you had a good boss. Glad to hear it. This department has now created a situation where parents will show up to a future incident armed and not likely to take direction from officers on the scene. Cue next year's story where a parent gets shot by the police in a mix-up. What they teach us is that you have to enter, even if that means by yourself. You go in and eliminate the threat. If you've got someone else there with you, cool, but you may have to go in on your own. There's a video clip trending now about the guy in New York City who took it upon himself to tackle the serial subway stabber. He sued the police department because the officers who were right next to him failed to intervene. His case was dismissed on the basis that officers are not legally liable to intervene, or something to that effect. Based on what you're saying, that doesn't seem to line up with the training cops receive. Are cops generally afraid or confused about what they are expected to do if the training says one thing and the laws are applied differently? Are cops generally hesitant to fulfill their duties because they fear litigation, or are the laws so much in their favor that they don't feel compelled to act? Just curious to hear a cop's perspective and what you think needs to change to strike the right balance. As an active police officer of 22 years, I would have died trying to prevent even one additional child from being harmed. I could not live with myself knowing that I stood outside while children were dying inside. Words cannot describe my disgust for what has happened there. My heart aches for both the deceased and their loved ones. I hope they fire everyone who did nothing, and the judge tosses any criminal charges against parents. Just typing this and saying it out loud has gotten me all fired up again. As a parent of a 3rd grader, there's no way I'm not grabbing my cig and making my way into that school. Criminal charges be damned. Young lives were on the line, and I couldn't know my child or my neighbor's child's life is in danger, and I just sat around and let them get slaughtered by pure evil. Feel sick to my stomach for the survived of those poor children. It's like Parkland, Florida all over again. Someone with a badge and gun heard shots and did absolutely nothing. Cowards. This is even worse though. Parkland was one coward. This was an entire group of cowards who sat around doing F*** all while kids were being actively murdered and bleeding out on the other side of the wall. Disgusted. Angry. I was a cop from 2012, 2019, and did multiple active shooter training at schools. Responded to a mass shooting at a block party and we ran in. We knew the risk when we signed up for the job. This was a nightmare scenario that they fucked up so badly. Also, my thoughts on gun control have completely changed since that block party. More ends with us shooting wildly into a crowd. As a blanket statement, the less guns the better. I also worked as a coroner and I've seen enough dead people from gun violence. Fuck. Pretty fucking angry. I'm retired now, but taught active shooter response for over 10 years. Uvalde ISD chief should resign and turn in his credentials and get a job digging ditches. Thank goodness Bortak took the initiative, even if they waited and listened to Ariando for 30 minutes. Instead the chief is running for city council. Can't even make this up. Really a cop? Those guys, or at least their commanders, are cowards. To me being a cop is a service position. I'm willing to die for anyone at any time in my city. Don't get Northeast wrong, I don't want to die, but I sure as F*** ain't waiting outside during an active shooting. And an active shooting with children. I don't understand how you just stand there knowing children are dying. Imagine if the firemen at the World Trade Center didn't enter because they were scared. First responders ran into the WTC understanding the chance of anyone surviving was pretty damn low and the chance of them surviving was pretty damn low. But they thought if they could save one single life, it was all worth it. As a school resource officer at a high school, I'm literally sickened. Of course my agency has a policy for those situations after Stoneman Douglas. You don't wait for backup, you go in. That's how we are trained. And yeah, I might get shot. But I'd rather mag dump into the bad guy trying to hurt innocent kids than just stand outside with a stick up my ass. Could I die? Absolutely. But the general public's lives is higher on the importance list than our lives. General public, law enforcement, bad guy. That simple. We signed up for this. Do your job. I've never met someone more dedicated to keeping people safe than the SRO at my high school. Guy was a fucking legend and literally single-handedly corralled 1,000 teenagers when a bomb threat got called in. Before we had any procedures in place to deal with that, they'd done active shooter drills. Nothing about bomb threat evacs. It's so fucked that people see it as a cushy job with little responsibility. Where is the body cam footage? IDK, but the police radio recordings magically vanished. Seething. I was already pretty pissed when I found out about it, but finding out the cops went in to save their kids and the proceeded To let the shooter run around for an hour because they quote, were scared they'd get shot has ticked me the F *** off. I hope every single of them is fired, but knowing Texas they won't get there just desserts. Edit. Thanks for the upvotes, but I don't deserve them lol. I'm not a police officer, I'm just a dumbass who didn't see the part where Op was asking for police officers' opinions on this situation. Not a cop. Then, after they saved their kids, they didn't let others in to do the same.